So after that, okay, a few things you need to understand ikikuja kwa new order. The first thing is the volume you're using. Okay, you need to be careful na volume unatumia at all moments. Then we have the stop loss na take profit. Okay, so take profit na stop loss. Let's say in this case tuko na this trade, no, and then tuko na points zenye tuna expect your market ikipita itakuwa imeenda against us completely. Okay, so in this case take for example this point, which ni mbali, but tuta expect your market ikifika this point imeenda against us. Okay, you can use them. For now you're going to be using the crosshair. So tuko na this price 1.22414. Okay, then tuna expect hii market ikienda towards our direction, tuna expect ikifika a certain point kama hapa, si ndio? Tuna expect tuseme hapa, yeah. Tuna expect market ikifika this point hapa chini inafaa ku take profit. Okay, so what do? You place your stop loss na take profit. Okay, so stop loss yetu tuna expect ikifika market ikifika hapo itakuwa imeenda against us. So 1 point, so tuko na 1 point okay, tuko na this price 1.22341, then take profit yetu ni hapa. Okay, with stop loss yetu ni kama ishahitiwa either way, so take profit itakuwa 2.20745. Okay, so stop loss market inajitoa automatically. Okay, so when the market hits a stop loss inajiclose automatically. So let's say I have this trade nataka ku edit, so just double click on it, just double click on that trade, then you'll have this. So stop loss yetu ni 1.22341. Okay, na take profit yetu tuna expect kuwe 20, okay, 1.20745. okay, then modify, you can see that. So in case hii market hit point mali kuna stop loss itatoka. Okay, ita close na negative. Okay guys, but in case iturn imove mpaka hii point ita close na profit ya 620 USD. Hope ina make sense. So stop loss ni mali una expect market ikimove against you hit. I need you guys to observe this, just watch this price. Okay, ikifika this point itajiclose na negative $178. Okay, so that is the thing about stop loss na take profit. Then ikikuja to types of orders, tuko na market execution, tuko na pending orders. Pending orders basically what we mean, una expect, okay, kuna buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. In short terms, una expect market ikifika a certain point iactivate. Okay, there's more to this, we're going to look at them later on, but that is the logic behind pending orders. But for now, tumia market executions. So you either sell by market or buy by market. Okay, then utapata mtu amebuy na amesell market at the same time. What happens ni market ita even out, you'll end up losing more than you'll make. That's something you should try. Sikwambi you try, you know, but you should try it, ni interesting. But in the end of the day utapata ime even out. Okay, so you'll not make any profits, that big of profits, unless you're really good, because there's some hedge funds zenye that's inaitwa hedging. Okay, so moving on. So for the volume and trade management, kujua ku risk, ukisikia mtu anasema risk 1% of your account. Hiyo ni volume. Okay, so volume ina calculate the number of lot size, the pip value. Pip value ni ikimove 1 pip ni what is the need, what is the payment ya pip, 1 pip. Okay, pips tulisema tuna calculate using the crosshair. So let's say tuna expect hii market ikimove mpaka stop loss yetu, tumeweka stop loss at 38 pips. You guys can see that at a certain price. Okay, take profit yetu ni 115 pips. Okay, so you see the logic behind your movement. Okay guys, moving on. So by now I know mko na basics za stop loss na take profit. Okay, then trade entry ni hapa. Then ukisikia mtu amekwambia nataka uingie market na certain percentage kama 1%, ndio watumia jina ya app yenye mtatumia. It's easier, badala ya kucalculate na mahesabu mingi, just use the app, itakupatia exact figures. Okay, so for you what you're supposed to do is make sure you execute your first trade kama you've not done it so far na market imeamua kuturn. So make sure you have executed that trade. Si lazima uko unajua ati kuweka stop loss na take profit, but when it comes to keying in your stop loss na take profit, make sure you're very keen on these numbers zenye una key in, because kuna venye ukiweka, let's say saizi tungeweka this amount, this number ya take profit kwa stop loss na to sell ingekataa. Okay, you get the logic, because hii price ni different na okay, you just get the logic here, the sell and the buy. Okay guys, then moving on, any questions on take profits na stop loss?
Hello.
Yes.
Your stop loss, it's very close to where you hit sell, ndio?
Yes.
Sasa like do you just put it there ama kuna system unatumia kuweka hapo?
There is a system. So ukianalyze the markets, ukianalyze hizi markets, let's say to analyze a certain market, we're going to take ishaenda, but you're going to take any trade, let's say these trades, so we're going to analyze hii market. Okay, so based on this tunaweza sema market tuna expect, give me an example, what do you expect hii market itafanya? Anyone?
Itarise kidogo.
Then you sell. Expect to buy too. Okay, so let's say tuna expect hii market ita sell, so after kuanalyze your market, okay, let's say tumeweka stop trend line yetu somewhere hapo, then tuko na trend line, najua nimeanza kuongea Greek. So let's say tuna expect hii market ita rise mpaka around hapa, then sell, so tuna expect kuingilia market hapa, tuta sell, then what happens ni stop loss yako unaekanga above the trend line. Okay, najua inaweza sound Greek, but you're going to look at this in a few. Then take profit yako utaweka mali una expect your market to move to. Okay, so we want to sell hii market, so this is for someone mwenye ameuliza we do another currency. So tuna expect hii market kusell, then stop loss yetu tuweke hapa, then take profit yetu tuweke hapa. Okay, so ndakuja kwa new order. Okay, ni confirm symbol, then volume, then nataka kusell. Stop loss yangu nimesema ndaweka at what price? 0.9702. Okay, come on. 0.97021. Okay, then take profit yetu tumesema tutaweka at 0 0.96487. Okay, then tunataka kusell by market, so you have it ndio hiyo, but okay, sorry about this. So this is the trade, you can see tumeingilia market hapo, see tumeingilia market hapa, stop loss ndio hii. Okay, so there's a systematic way ya kuweka hizi stop loss, and as always market, ukiingia market inaanza na negative. Okay, hizi ndio spreads, ama this is what we call the broker's charge, ama the broker's fee. Okay, there was another question. So we have that. Hope that's clear. Okay, so that's how unaingia market, that's how you place your stop loss, that's how you place your take profit. Okay, so now we're going to look at the trend line, support na resistance, but I hope I'm not any questions on ku place stop loss na take profit. Lazima you pick in on these numbers. There's a systematic way for any formation kwa market, for any confirmation ukona, ukiamua kuingia short, there's a reason mbona umeingia short, ndio? So lazima keep an eye on options zako, lazima ukuwe sure hivi market nimeingia short, ikiturn iende against me mpaka this point, then expect your market itakuwa imeenda against me. Okay, for example hii tumeamua tutaingia short, ndio? Tumeamua tutasell, ndio? So tulibase our entry on this. So the reason nimeplace stop loss yangu above hapa ni simply if at all hii market itaamua kurudi juu, irudi kwa trend line yenye nimetumia above it, na expect market inaweza kuja tena iendelee kubuy. Okay, hope na make sense. So that is the logic behind ku place stop loss na take profit. Okay, so the first thing ni news in trading. Kuna video nilituma link over the weekend, I think it was on Saturday usiku, make sure you watch it. Then how they affect the currency. So ki realize news ziko high impact news, ujue hizo ziko likely to move currencies a lot. Okay, low impact na medium not that much, lakini lazima you be keen because they can change the trend of the market. Market inaweza kuwa ilikuwa ina sell, then all of a sudden market ianze kubuy, so you need to be careful na hizo news. Okay, then tuko na economic calendar. Okay, kuna app ya kuangalia hizi news, I'll share the same. So kuna two apps, moja ya kucalculate the lot size unafaa kutumia, ya pili ni ya kuangalia news zenye zinakuja kwa market. Okay, then lazima you be very keen on the non-farm payroll. It's dropped every first Friday of the month. These are the most impactful, ama those are the most crucial news for any trader. Then general world economy, negative affects the currency in a negative way, positive effects in a positive way. Okay, then technical analysis. So the importance of technical analysis, what happens ni technical analysis ni kuchora lines, support, resistance. Okay, you get the logic though.
Yes.
So when it comes to the market, ama when it comes to human beings, whatever they did 20 years ago, they're likely to do it again. Okay, so that is the logic behind trading using technical analysis. So tukisema market ilikuja ikafika a certain point, then ikabounce kuenda chini ama kuenda juu, then 20 years later market ikifika hiyo point, everybody ama any human atakuwa na the notion that this is a strong point na market inaweza fanya exactly what it did 20 years ago. Okay, so kama ili turn, then it's likely to turn at that point. Okay, it's the same with this will always happen, but there's a possibility to that. Okay, so that is support. Support, basically what we mean by support, market ikifika a certain point, let's say hapa, you see kuna something ina offer kama support. Okay, market ina bounce from hapa, ina turn. Hope you guys can see this. You see this point, market ilifika hapa, then ika bounce. So this is what we call support. Okay, then kuna points zenye market inakuja ina bounce na chini. That is what we call resistance. Market ili resistiwa from passing this point. Okay, but ikaoferiwa support at this point. Yes, uliza tu.
Excuse me, sir. About this support level, do you use the shadow to draw it, or the close of that candle?
What I'll tell you ni ikikuja to trading, what I'll say ni use the best fit. Okay, so it's up to you to decide kama utachora na shadow ama utachora na body. Okay, but does it fit na the other trend lines, ama does it fit na the other support na resistance? Okay, so it's up to you to determine the best fit. You get? So si ati lazima uchore na hapo mwisho. Let's just look at this. Just a minute. So let's take for example this. Okay, tuko na hapa mwisho. Okay, this is, I'm not so comfortable with this. Let's take for example hii point. Okay, tuko na come on, tuko na hii point, see that, of which hii ni weak. Then ukiangalia hapa kuna venye tumechora na the body of the candlestick. You see that?
Yeah, so it's a matter of best.
It's a matter of the best fit. Yes. So how to draw supports na resistance? Okay, so the first thing is unaendanga the higher time frames. Okay, ukienda to these higher time frames, zoom in, zoom out, whichever you want, then identify points zenye unaona market ilikuja ikabounce ikienda chini. Okay, so once umedetermine kama hizi points ziko na impact, okay, so let's say this point, unaona, so ili act kama resistance, this acted as support, you can see that, then he may act kama resistance because tuko kwa monthly time frame. Okay, so the next thing unakuja kwa chart yako, you see this, so you select the horizontal line. Okay, so once you select it, bila ku drag and drop, you just select it, then unakuja kwa chart mahali unataka kuchora depending on the best fit. Let's say hapa tutachora na the wick of the candle, the shadow of the candlestick. Yeah? So you just place it there. Ukitaka ku adjust, double click on it, itaform something white huku mwisho na huku mwisho, then drag it mahali unataka, see that, then double click ndo ijilock. Okay, so that's how you draw your supports na resistance. Don't focus too much on ati hii ndio support, nafaa kuchora support hivi na resistance hivi. They are all the same. Okay, so support na resistance ni the same thing. The only difference is moja ina offer support, see this, in short market ilikuja hapa then ikabounce ikaenda juu, see this point, then hapa market ilifika then ikaenda chini, so ili resist, then you can see resistance ili become support. So you can see how humans work. Then hapa you can see resistance, inaitwa resistance yako ili breakiwa, then ikarudi ika act kama support. Okay, so lazima uko unajua support can become resistance na resistance can become support. So ukichora usikuwe na notion ya ati hii ndio support na hii ndio resistance. Chora points zenye unaona market ime make a big impact. kizungu imeanza kuenda. So you can see hii point na hii point. Okay? Then the other thing you need to understand ni ukinotice point enye support ama resistance imekuwa ikihit for a long time, that is likely to be a strong resistance ama support. You need to pay attention to certain points, to such a point. Then always the highest point na the lowest point. Okay? Because tuko very sure, we are certain hii market ikifika hii point, tuko 100% ama 80%, chances are haita breakout immediately. Inaweza rudi chini, if at all itaenda above it. Okay?
Okay.
Ask ulize tu.
Just another question. Like today on the USD card pair, there was kind of like a parallel channel. That's what you imply by
USD card?
A strong support and resistance levels. Because it's moving in a parallel channel.
Sideways ama?
It was kind of, was it USD card really? Yeah, okay. My question basically, maybe I'm not certain of the pair, but if I see these candlesticks moving through a channel like almost parallel within the support and the resistance, it implies those levels are very strong.
Yes. Basically, ukiona point in your market in a bounce more than once, actually not more than one, more than 3 times, that's a strong point. Yes, kuna msee mwingine alikuwa na swali?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, when do we say that the support or the resistance has been broken?
For example, we have this. You see this point? Let's just get another chart. I'm trying to get an easier chart to use. But okay, let's just go for this. So you see here market. You can see this point hapa. See this.
Yes.
So market ilikuwa ina act kama resistance, then ikakuja breakout. See hapa.
Yeah.
So you can see what happened. Market ika break, then ika retest, then ika move juu. See that? So this is what you call a breakout from a okay? Same case to this. Hapa market ilikuwa ina act kama resistance, then ika breakout, then ikaendelea. You get your point?
Okay.
We have 10 minutes. We can take any questions. Ndio tukirudi we look at. Okay, Amma, let's just look at trend lines before. No. Okay. Then the other thing you need to understand me the types of trends kwa market. Okay, so kuna sideways markets. Kuna market utapata ina move in a sideways manner. Then kuna market ina move in uptrend. Then kuna market ina move in a downtrend. Okay, so you need to be careful na market za sideways because ikikuja to sideways markets tuko na two types. Tuko na ranging market na tuko na consolidated markets. Okay, so consolidated market ni market yenye unaweza trade. Yes, ina move sideways. You see this? This is a perfect example. Market ina move sideways but iko na certain points zenye unaweza ingia market na utrade. Okay, hope you guys can see this. Not the best, but you can see this market in a move sideways, but unaweza trade. So that is a consolidated market. Okay, then ukona markets zenye zina move sideways, but not tradable. You're going to look for a currency immediately. We're back. Then tukona uptrend. Uptrend basically, this is a downtrend. Okay, so market in a move downwards. You guys see this trend yake ni chini. Okay, based on this, do you have any uptrend? You can see this is a sideways market. Okay, but hapa you can't trade this. Yeah, okay, gold. So this is an uptrend. Unaweza ona ina move in a channel, but it's moving upwards. Okay, so you can see the trend. Hata ukiangalia tu normally, you can see where the market is headed to, upwards, sideways. Okay, then tuko na hii ina move downwards to some sort, bila kufocus on this last part. Okay, so yes, then ranging markets, let's look for one. Any questions zianze kukam? Tuko na around 7 minutes. There was a currency we looked at last time. Anybody anakumbuka ni gani? Anybody? It was a GBP something.
Was it GBP USD?
No. Any questions? Mtu akiwa na swali tu ulize. Yes, ulize tu.
Okay, from the what now we had analyzed, or I can say a little bit ahead, about the Elliott wave theory.
Elliott's
Can
wave.
you show us how to count from the
Okay,
chart
Elliott's
you've
wave tutaangalia way after, if that's okay. Juu tukiangalia saizi ita confuse wasi wenye hawajui kutumia trend lines. Is that okay?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Any other question? Okay, so 5 minutes break, then we'll be back. We're going to look for a currency yenye tunaweza trade. Okay, sawa. Ask. Okay, yeah. Okay, so ikikuja to drawing supports and resistance. Ikikuja to drawing support and resistance, it's advisable zoom in or zoom out. It's going to give you something clear, and it's going to really show you, actually ndo tumepata something you were actually not looking for. This is a sideways. This is a ranging market. You can see this. In a move sideways, but it's not tradable. See this point. Yeah. It's moving sideways, lakini hauna clear indicator, ama you're not so certain of where the market is likely to move next. Easy spikes. So this is what we call a ranging market. Okay. Then a consolidation, it's something kama hii. Any market, we can trade the market, and we know where the market is likely to move to. Okay. So yes, ikikuja to drawing supports, resistance na trend lines, you can zoom in and zoom out. That way itakupatia the best suitable location ya kuplace. Let's say for example this, you can zoom in slightly. Tunaweza drop our support ama resistance around hapa. Tuko na hii point. See that? Then tukienda kwa weekly ama daily, see this. So let's take daily. Zoom out, not so clear. Zoom in. So it doesn't really matter ati ukizoom in, ukizoom out, but ukitumia simu, it's totally different. Hautakuja kupata what you have hapa. So take for example, let's zoom in slightly. Take for example this, tukitumia this kuchora. Tukitumia this kuchora, na tuende kwa 4 hours ama 1 hour, it's still the same thing. Okay? It reflect exactly as tumechora. Okay? So ikikuja to using your laptop, zoom in, zoom out, no effect. Ikikuja to simu, tricky. Okay? Then ukizoom in, ukizoom out, you always get the best fit. Kama hii tunaweza kuna something of the sort hapa hivi. See that? So zoom in, zoom out, by all means, use it as much as possible. Okay? Any other questions? 2 minutes. Any questions on support na resistance? Okay, so break ya 5 minutes nikiwatumia this video clip, then zoom in na zoom out ni easy. See this to get the best fit. Si lazima you draw all of them, but it's always advisable kama you're still beginning to use them, chora as many as possible. Ni your chart though, it's your chart, so it's up to you to determine kama utachora zote ama you'll just choose a few. So ikikuja to support and resistance, we can see yes, hapa hivi kuna a lot of supports na resistance tunaweza chora, yes, sindo mpaka huko, but price iko hapa juu, sindo? So our main focus haitakuwa on hizi zenye ziko huku chini. Our main focus itakuwa on any supports na resistance around hii place, sindo? Unless hii market ya mwenye kushuka beyond hii point, okay? So ikishuka, that's why tutafute pia supports za huku chini. Mali market iko, that's where you focus on drawing your supports na resistance and trying to get supports na resistance zingine, ama when you setting your targets. At least 3. Ukichora support resistance, at least 3 points. Unatafutanga at least 3 points zenye market imeshika. But what I'll tell you ni, hata 1 point can be impactful. Okay? So, ikikam kuchora support na resistance, make sure at least any point una realize market in return ika move more than 50 pips umeichora. Okay? So, in this case, tunge assume this point, si tunge assume hii point moja ingekam, yes, ili break hiyo, but what happened? Ika reverse. Okay? So, hizi points hata kama ni moja, you can see hata hii. You can see this point. What happened hapa? Yes, huku tunge assume because ilikuwa ranging market, but what happened? Vile ilifika hapa. And then ikakuja ika bounce hapa. Okay? So, less than 1 minute. Any other question?